Today's lessons.
Savage weaponry.
Knife culture.
Living on the edge.
All that and more.
Cody, would you please punch the fuck out of Cool Cat?
Fuck you, eh?
Drop the cat!
Fuck you.
Yeah, I guess you're right. He's his ass beat.
Yeah.
Or
stabbed.
Stabbed. The knife stabbed right into him, and the stripes knocked off of him.
Daddy, Derek, what are we gonna do? Nothing.
We're just gonna lay there and take it.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Take it savagery.
Oof! Oof!
Eggs.
Oof! Welcome to episode 54 of
Living
the Super
on the
Media.
eggs. We're living on the eggs.
Living on the oof.
Because that's a lot of the oofing in this one.
God damn it.
Not so much on one part, but a lot of it.
A lot of it on the other
It
one.
kind of like outweighs the other.
Yeah.
So, makes it up for it.
Oh. Episode 54 of the Super Media Brothers podcast. I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
Cult Cinema Showdown 14, god damn it.
And we did not expect at all to pair up Surviving Edged Weapons with anything.
Oh,
but, oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy, do we have a fucking surprise for you. You guys have heard us talk about Surviving Edged Weapons over the course of probably at least, 30 episodes now?
A couple months.
Maybe. So, we found Gun Defense for Ladies, ...
And men too.
From the creator of Cool Cat, Derek Savage, and goddamn, none of those are good, by the way. We're just gonna throw that out there right from the jump. But the reason being that these two are together is because both of these movies have very, unintentional humor to offer you, as well as, quote, education. The latter of which really only provided the first bit of it, but god damn it.
There'll be much explanation about the educational purposes of Daddy Derek.
Oh, for sure. But I think we're going to just kick this off with Surviving Edged Weapons. Now,
Are you sure you want to end on a sour note?
Dude, I am absolutely fucking sure I want to. I promise you. Just because,
I was so excited to actually start the bashing and then actually end on a high note.
But I feel like we can still end on a high note. But I think to fully appreciate Surviving Edged Weapons, we have to go through it first and then be like, oh God.
If you say so.
Jesus Christ. Look, our Instagram has clips of this on here.
We've referenced this. We did a Snapchat video where I recorded us.
This is where the fuck you knife culture thing came from. If anybody has heard us say fuck you knife culture, this is why.
So many times.
Okay, so Surviving Edged Weapons is a documentary / instructional / safety training video that was released to police officers in 1988. Yeah, / I see what you did there.
Yeah, you did it 3 times.
That's right. So, it was released to police officers in 1988 as an instructional video, a training video, to aid them in combating enemies or, criminals with edged weaponry.
Assailants.
And we got some of that, really. I mean, we got a lot of that, really. But the movie, it does what it's supposed to do, but it also has a lot of unintentional humor, and that comes from the voiceover work and all of the reenactments of possible real-life scenarios. And I say that with quotes in the air.
Reenactments and also demonstrations.
Yeah.
It's not so much reenacting certain scenes that happen in real life. It's more of well, in this situation, this might happen to you. And it's just just thrown out there acting job, nutcase, just doing something. It's like, oh, okay.
It's the most random fucking shit, too. And this does have a beginning, middle, and end to it, which, how, I don't know. But I know at the very beginning, they're showing that, quote, knife culture has been, years and years and centuries in. And it's like 2 cavemen fighting over some food.
Some meat. Now, before we get any further, I need to shout out my friend Will for this.
Oh, absolutely.
he was the one that reached out to me and said, "Hey, if you're doing, trashing these bad movies, you'll definitely appreciate this movie." And I was like, "What the hell is it?" And he explained to me what it was. I watched it. I laughed my fucking ass off so goddamn much. I presented it to you.
Yeah.
And now I'm still thanking Will for introducing this like glorious like train wreck of an instructional video.
Oh, fuck yeah, because it has literally spawned so many inside jokes between the two of us. If anybody listening to our podcast catches these references now, it's probably going to hold more of a meaning than us just spouting off random dumb shit. And this, God, man, it's on YouTube. Like, I'm going to make sure that we put this in the show notes. This whole fucking thing is on YouTube. Which, thank fuck, because I don't think you can really get a hold of it otherwise unless you find somebody that's got a VHS copy of this tape.
I would have paid for a copy of this.
Oh, fuck yeah, I would too. But yeah, Will, thanks so much for that. Because fuck, like the Cult Cinema Showdown series, like doesn't feature all terrible films, but god damn, most of them are pretty. Like they're terribly enjoyable. I'll put it that way because fuck, just when you think, oh man, this movie can't. There's no movie that can top this one. There's no movie that can top this one. We are proven wrong on a fucking bi-weekly basis here. So the movie starts with these two cavemen, and let's just go ahead and jump into the fact that there's a lot of dick stabbing in this. There's a lot of dick and femur stabbing in this fucking film.
Which at the very beginning, the dude jumps on top and tries to stab him.
Oh, and he gets him right in the femoral artery, and there's blood spray. It's very graphic, by the way. This is a very graphic fucking film.
Yeah.
So, like, that happens, and then you get into it, and I think the next scene, it's like this drug trade between these two guys that are trying so goddamn hard to act like they're Latino, and the accent just comes off like a couple of Caribbeans.
Yeah.
And it's like Caribbean accent, and you're just like, what the fuck?
You got the money?
No, you got the drugs, you got the money. Just give me 5 minutes, okay? Fuck you, man! Stabs him. Or, fuck you, man! Stabs him right in the fucking chest.
And the police pull up, and like you see a blood trail behind the car, and then next thing you know, the shot pans back over to the car, and there's the arm laying out behind the car. It's like, hold on, stick your arm out, plop.
They don't know that you're there. Just put it out. But it's funny because the way this is shot, like some of the scenes you would think were right out of an actual movie, and I think that's what makes it really like humorous.
Yeah, it tried too hard.
God damn it did. And
But there were plenty of scenes where they had like interviews with a lot of the cops and personnel that dealt with scenarios that they got stabbed or slashed or whatever. But I think probably the one guy was that like police chief or that commissioner or whatever the hell he is.
That's kind of sprinkled throughout the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like the whole movie itself is, when we say this is hilarious, like some of the stuff in it is actually not very funny at all, just because you see and you're like, God damn, this can actually happen. This does actually happen, because they show like autopsy photos and actual
like wounds,
knife wounds,
yeah,
and actual people that have been attacked and shit. And you can see the scars on some of their faces and shit, and you're just like, fuck, that sucks. But it's not even so much that we're getting into and being like humorous about. It's all the fucking reenactments and all the staging that they fucking do, because some of it is, dare I say, a little fear-mongering to the people that watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a situation that we always fucking reference, or I say we reference just between the two of us, that we laugh at so much, and that is when the detective in the suit, or the little suit or whatever, walks up to that fucking door, and there's this guy just standing in there, or sitting down inside the house, and he just looks over, and I call it the power sword just because I think it's funny, or the master sword, but it's like this medieval sword.
Yeah.
And he just stabs the fuck out of this dude, right? Like he opens the door just barely enough and just stabs the fuck out of this guy.
Yeah, not even penetration either. You don't even see it like blood tipped or nothing. It's just stab, and he's just like freaking out. I need backup.
Well,
back up.
Yeah, initially you don't see it. Then they show a shot of him after the fact, and he's just got this smirk like, fuck yeah. And then there's like at least 1.5 feet of the blade, like just with red on it. And you're like, fuck, dude, that probably went completely through the dude. How is he still...
Yeah, how is he, calling for backup and screaming?
Because he got stabbed right in the fucking chest.
Yeah, like probably punctured a lung at least.
Jesus. He triforced it right through his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Real fucking hard. He has all the hearts, and he collected and shot the sword with power.
Yeah.
real hard. But that happens, and then that's where they start kind of getting into the autopsy photographs. And then we were introduced to probably like the best part of this whole fucking thing. And I want to say he's actually, I think this dude is Asian, but dude, this dude is dressed all in black, and goddamn, if he is not the master of blade fighting, I don't know who is.
He's either the master of the dance floor or something.
God damn it.
They're explaining is like, you never know when a weapon will be pulled on you at the right moment, and he just like, you see like a 3/4 shot of the guy near a balloon, and he just pulls a knife out from his belt and just stabs the balloon and puts it right back in his waist like he didn't even move. And I'm like,
yeah, it looks like he's trying to be inconspicuous because he just stabs a water balloon, and they're like, most of the time you won't even see or be able to react when the knife attack happens. And the look on the guy's face is, I didn't do shit.
he didn't do nothing.
I didn't do shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then they show like different places where they would hide it, like in the sleeve of the shirt, behind their back, and their shirt.
The fucking boot, whenever he pulls out, you hear, and he like jumps into this like stance or some shit.
And then he does this like little like flip move with his arms and stuff.
No.
Watch how fast as he can flail his knife in split second.
And then the other one, my favorite, is when he pulls it out from the sheath. He unsheaths the knife, and then he crosses his left forearm over like the top, and then under his arm, he's just like, it looks like he's seizuring with it in his hand, looking like he's doing all these
stroke or something.
Yeah, he's stroking the blade right into you.
Lay.
I want to see this dude at a fucking oh god damn it! Like I want to see him at a Japanese restaurant.
Doing hibachi.
Yeah. I want to see him do hibachi with this shit.
They should have did that as one of the reenactments. It's like, you never know. Hibachi chefs always have blades on them.
Ting, ting, ting. And then you see
a cop eating like sushi roll or something and just, whoosh, oh, right in the fucking forehead.
No, it just would be funny as shit because when they make the fucking the fried rice with the eggs, he throws eggs and you see, oof. Just over and over.
Oofer and over.
It's gonna oofer and oofer again. Might we add, this movie, we thought this movie was extremely Canadian, but it turns out it was filmed in fucking Milwaukee, which explains the fuck out of the northern accent on these guys.
It's close enough.
Because the oofer and oofer again, it would seem. A lot of scrambled shits going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But holy shit. I think, and the Asian guys kind of throughout the rest of this film, they keep showing him in different stances and different fighting styles. And the one you pointed out, because I want to say it was just the editing or the poor production, was when they pulled the guy over and the dude stabs him in the face. He stabs the cop right in the left cheek with this big ass fucking like a knife that's got
dagger or something.
It's a dagger with like a brass knuckle attachment.
So yeah, they pull him over. He grabs his license, quote, and he pulls out this freaking brass knuckle dagger and stabs him in the cheek. But he stabs him in the one side. Was it the right side that he stabbed him? But he held his left side.
He stabbed him in the left side, and then he's holding it. And then when they do the close up,
he's holding the other side. I'm like, wait, hold on. And first of all, there's no wound on the side he got stabbed. Second of all, you're holding the wrong side.
And I know they did that. Nobody's gonna notice it. They just want to see where the stab wound is, and it really looked like he just took a really huge bite of a hamburger and there's ketchup on his face.
Yeah, just
Heinz.
Yeah.
But what cracked
this hindsight?
Exactly, hindsight is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened when as soon as that shot was over, the narrator, the voiceover guy, was like, said something like the cop didn't prepare himself, and I quote, the assailant reached in, grabbed the knife, and let out a startling martial arts yell before attacking the officer. A startling martial arts yell, because it wasn't even that. In the video, it was more like, ah!
Yeah.
And he stabs him. I love it. A startling martial arts yell.
Yeah! To throw your cop off.
Could you imagine if it was the Kool-Aid guy? Oh, yeah.
Like, stabs him. Oh, no.
He's full of blood. It's not even
Kool-Aid.
Just blood in his fucking chug.
His life just shattered before his eyes.
Oh. God damn it.
Can we talk about the Very creative ways that people use edged weapons.
Absolutely, because I've got that written down, and this is where the knife culture things, the saying of knife culture comes in, because the voiceover dude's like, he's all like, the knife culture has spread throughout, and you just see all this shit, and it's the most random fucking like homemade, rigged up slicing shit ever. It's like, fucking wild.
Like you think like shivs and daggers and blades and stuff, but it's like no, it's like okay, imagine if you will. Glasses with wires stuck where the earpieces are, so whenever they take them off, they can stab with that piece. There's earrings and cuffs of your pants. Whenever they pat you down, they get caught in the hooks.
Yeah, fish hooks.
Fish hooks. There's also fucking baseball cap that have 3 razor blades attached to the back of it, so you can literally use it as like a flail to slice them in the face.
Let's not forget the driver's license with the razor blade taped to the back of it.
That too. Or the lipstick with the little, stiletto knife, or the key with dad etched into the top part of it with the blade that folds out.
The money clip.
The money clip.
Where it looks like a money clip when you're palming it, but when you squeeze it, the blade comes through the money, which, like, first off, you fucked up your money. Like, you've stabbed your money, and then you've gotten it dirty.
Yeah.
It's already dirty.
It's blood money.
Yeah, literally, blood money. Oh, then the bracelet that you take the little plastic bracelet off, and there's a knife in there.
Yep.
And the ballpoint pen that turns into a fucking butterfly knife. Because
and then also they had the necklace, which was so fucking
the bear
funny.
claw necklace.
The bear claw necklace, and it's like even jewelry, and then you just see tits.
Yeah, it's like a big close up of just massive tits with cleavage and the bear claw.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even show anybody like taking it off and opening it. They just show that, and then a shot of it opened up.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, don't assume like that you think the person is safe just upon their appearance or whatever." And it's this dude in a suit going through a metal detector in court, and he puts all this shit in the tray, and it beeps, and like, "Sir, I want you to try that again, and this time without the pen." "Oh, sure." And you just hear, and he just fucking stabs the dude and slices him
in the middle of a courthouse. Who would fucking do this?
And this is another thing about this movie. All the freeze frame shots are really what is hilarious, because when he slices this dude's throat, and they freeze frame it where the guy's got his eyes closed and he's falling over and his tongue's sticking out and he looks like he's going bleh. It's so bad.
Not to mention the training exercises where the Japanese dude like stabs him in the groin, and they stop right there at the freaking like middle section. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, there's a couple of shots in the movie where they put these police officers in real life training exercises, and it's the Asian dude and then a couple of other people, where they walk in and he's got this trunk or a case in front of him, and they're supposed to defuse the situation, and he's going to attack them. They know he's going to attack them, but they don't know when or how. And in every damn situation, they would have been fucking killed, because holy shit, this guy's just
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he is a Swiss Army knife.
Or he's a Asian Army knife at this point.
Speaking of Swiss Army knife, I think one of our favorite scenes in this whole fucking thing was the dude that's in the silver vehicle. I think it's like a Thunderbird or some kind of shit.
Some kind of sports car, yeah.
But he gets pulled over. But what's hilarious is like leading into it is the license plate. When the guy's reading, he's not even reading like, because you have to say like names as far as the license plate. It says "kill me" on the fucking license plate, like KILME.
Not conspicuous at all.
No, not at all. It's just so fucking bad. The dialogue from it is really what we laugh at.
Mm-hmm.
Shut your engine off. What the fuck do you want? I want to see your driver's license. What for? Christ, I'm only a block from home. Why don't you let me go?
Look, I just want to see your driver's license.
Oh, Christ. I got it here somewhere. It's in the car. I'll get it.
Most people have drawn inner boundaries they don't want crossed. And sometimes the blade is there to guard those boundaries.
Here's my license. Why don't you come and get it? Drop the knife. Fuck you. I said, drop the knife. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Sorry.
So polite.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
I said, drop the knife.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. Sorry.
What criminal does that? Oh, sorry, I was just kidding. I'm gonna pull this gun back down.
Nobody comes for anything. And when we said, speaking of Swiss Army knives, that's what he pulls out of the fucking console. Is just this fucking Swiss Army knife that's like palm sized. Mm-hmm. And the dude, the way he's fucking dressed with his almost sweatpants with his white sneakers and his
very 80s.
Yeah, and he just you can tell he's drunk. He's like, Christ, I'm only a block from home. Won't you let me go? He just, what the fuck?
So edgy.
It literally edgy. But I think...
But that narrator's voice is so beautiful, too.
Oh, God, yeah. Just... and
they create distance.
And the blade is there to protect those boundaries.
And watch closely.
But I just love how serious he tries to sound, and then how comical the actual scene is, and the blade is there to protect those boundaries.
Why don't you come and get it?
Yeah, here's my license. Why don't you come and get it?
Drop the knife. Fuck you.
And might we point out, when he says, here's my license, why don't you come and get it, he's holding it right near his dick.
Yeah.
He's like, here's my knife, come and get it. Here's my dick.
Dick punch.
Here's my dick, come and get it.
One of his name was Dick on the license.
Probably.
Or Richard.
Oh, great. Yes, absolutely. Oh, and then some of the nicknames they come up with to warn the police officers in training of what to call these motherfuckers, like emotionally disturbed persons, or EDPs. What the fuck?
Because there are situations where cops are getting called to mental institutions, and they have, people breaking shards of glass out of the window and using it to cut themselves.
And cut their fucking pinkies off and throwing it at them.
Which was highly unlikely for many reasons. One, I don't care how unstable you are, you would feel some kind of pain to where you'd be reacting more than this guy did, because he literally sat there on the desk cutting his pinky with a freaking shard of glass.
Yeah.
He had to have some better reaction than just...
Yeah.
And it was so like cake cut. Like, it's like...
Do you think he watched Derek Savage's movie before he went into this institution?
He just had no soul.
Absolutely.
He felt broken. He was savagely beaten.
He was. He was mentally and savagely attacked.
He just kept seeing the shotgun scene over his head over and over again.
EDPs, emotionally daddy Derek persons.
Ew. What do we do?
Drop the knife. What do we do? Oh, man. There's like a lot that goes on in this movie, though, as far as the reenactments and anything you could think of, really.
How about the scene where the female cop pulls into the alley and this guy's near his van?
Oh, God. And is it the same
like,
guy? Is it the same?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a different Asian guy. And she's like, what are you doing over here? Or something like that. And he just pulls out a fucking machete out of the freaking driver's side, just yells like freaking Kubla Khan. Ah!
Just runs at her.
And she books it out of the car, in the car, out. Like, just, I ain't dealing with this shit.
Yeah, she jumps in, puts the car in reverse, and it's straight out of a Super Troopers movie, which we jokingly, on our Facebook page, we're like, talking about Super Troopers 1988 versus the Great Dumpster Fire of 2016. This Surviving Edged Weapons is absolutely Super Troopers 1988.
Pretty much.
It's so bad. Dude, that's funny, but she just, just hauls ass out of there.
Doesn't even shoot the guy or nothing. Just fuck, nope.
And then they
fuck
show
this.
And then they show like what's I think it is actually it's real footage of the people in the prison that are training to attack with blades.
Shiv, yeah, the Shiv people.
Yeah, and then they go through and they show real weapons that have been made in prisons, and they're like, it's some of the most crudely constructed shit. People out there are like, oh, a toothbrush. A toothbrush is probably like the most common weapon you'd think of, where you're like, oh, that. Or they had one that was like this oversized safety pin that was bent outward. They had
they had like a metal rod that had like paper wrapped around the edge for like grip and stuff.
Yeah, they dried the newspaper out over it to tighten the grip with some sandpaper also. And then there was one with god damn it. It was a toothbrush, but not the way they would normally use it. Or it was an ink pen. I'm sorry, it was an ink pen that was melted onto a broken piece of like razor. Mm-hmm. And you look at this and you're like, fuck, dude.
They do anything, dude.
Hell yeah, they will. And that's the other part of this video that isn't comical because they show this one police officer trying to like get this big old dude out of his cell, and he's like, show me your hand, and this dude just comes out and just knifes the fuck out of this guy at least 6 or 7 times and just keeps going. And then the female officer is trying to throw him off, and you're sitting there going, why didn't you shoot? Why didn't you use gun culture? And
but also because she didn't watch the video.
This is
She didn't watch Derek Savage. But here's the thing. Towards the end of that video, they show how it was properly done, and the cop pulls the arm, holds it tight, has his forearm up, and she starts beating his like a certain nerve on his forearm. But it's not like anything you would see like 1 or 2 smacks. No, she was like,
yeah, it's not even footage that's been slowed down. They are reenacting it in slow motion themselves.
yeah. It looks so like just boring. It's just like you're trying to slap a needle in someone's arm.
God.
And then his arm's like, oh, okay.
I think there may be a few other scenes we'll jump through before moving onward, because honestly,
The crossbow.
Yeah, dude, these are some things that we're talking about, but you have got to experience them. I promise. Like, if you go in the show notes below, hell, if you want to go in the show notes and watch this and come back and re-listen to this shit, you'll understand. The crossbow dude was really fucking funny, and I think that leads into the other audio clip that we got. What about what happened with the crossbow dude?
So the cop pulls up, they had a disturbance going on, and the guy pops out of his house like, there's nothing going on here, you can just go home.
I love that. Yeah, well, you can go.
You can go. He's like, sir, I just need your license, whatever. He's like, no, there's nothing going on, just go home. And he's like, sir, pull your hands out so I can see him. And he pulls out this, like, from his side, pulls out a fucking massive, like, crossbow and shoots his fucking side of his car.
I love the fucking voiceover. Sometimes the attacker can have a distance of 150 feet. And then as soon as he gets done saying it, you see, whoop, and the arrow goes right into the cop car. And then the cop hiding behind it, and he's just like, God damn it. He's not even scared. He just has this, he's crouched down, he's got his radar, and he's like, motherfucker.
Not again.
I just waxed this fucking car.
Not only that, they had, like, scenes of, like, had criminals with shurikens and fucking they had, like, these little pin blades that would, like, shoot, like, ejector blades at them. Because they had one scene where this guy was a cop was chasing a criminal down the road, and he went across the street, and before the cop saw where he saw him and was like, oh, shit, got behind the telephone pole, and the guy shot his pin at the cop at the telephone pole.
Yeah.
Like from across the street.
Yeah, and I think with
pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to fucking say that shit. So, and that's the whole sequence there that they go through it with all the projectile knives and shit. Because there's that one, the crossbow one.
Oh, the under the bridge where the guy was being chased and he just takes his blade and throws it at the cop.
Yeah, and, like, he's not even aiming for him. He's just
It sounds like he threw a butter knife at the cop. He's like, ching ching.
And then they showed the Asian guy again talking about the different types of knife. They're like, the Tonto knife is probably the sharpest knife out there. And then you're like, holy crap. And they're showing this guy doing different stances and how you can expect the attacker to throw or whatever. If he's holding the knife overhanded, he will more than likely throw the weapon at you. And you're like, what?
Or I like the side view where it showed like the little elegant motion of his hands. Just like, this is what happens whenever he holds it this way.
I want to go to an EDM show with this guy. He would be so fucking badass.
He's on
with
the
glow
edge.
sticks.
Yeah.
He would be so fucking badass with glow sticks.
Place every song with the name Edge or Knife. Put Knife Party as the headliner.
Hell yeah.
They would love knife culture.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Hey, if you guys are hearing this, you should definitely check that out.
Yeah, check out this fucking video.
Get some like LED knives and shit.
There's actually, speaking of, there's a fucking hilarious video out there on YouTube where somebody did a supercut of some of these scenes and had the Asian dude like almost dancing with his little movements, and it was to Riding Solo, the song Riding Solo.
Solo.
Ride solo. Ride solo.
Solo.
It's so goddamn great.
Solo.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, and once they get to the crossbow, they go to that sequence where it's a dude walking out of a store with some meat that he stole.
Because clearly one of the people next to him was like, Look, cop, it's him. He stole some meat.
Yeah, he stole some fucking meat, and this is how that fucking went down.
When you can communicate, try to deliver your commands from behind cover and listen for cues to the suspect's psychology.
Officer, he's the one that stole the meat.
Hold it. Get away from the truck. What do you got under your coat?
Some meat, man.
Put the meat on the truck. Step away from the truck towards me. I'm gonna need some identification.
Here's your ID right here.
835, give me a backup man with a knife, black male. Tate's Food, 27 National. Throw down the knife.
Hey, man, I ain't throwing this knife down. This is special to me, man.
Throw down the knife.
Nah, this knife cost me a bunch of money, man. $350. It's a Vietnam commemorative knife.
All right, then just place the knife down slowly. It won't get scratched. Slowly place the knife down.
All right, I'll do that. I'll mess up my knife, though.
Don't mess up my knife.
All right, I do that.
I do that.
It's like something here in New Orleans.
For real, man. Nah, man. This thing cost me a lot of money.
Nah, I ain't messing this up. It's commemorative.
Nah, fam. This is a New Orleans Saints knife. I ain't putting this motherfucker
This one,
down.
what Saints won the Super Bowl. $350.
You know shit.
Got this on Bourbon Street.
Nah, man. This is a black and gold knife. Ain't going nowhere. These colors don't run, goddammit.
Who that tell me to put that down?
Oh, fuck. Holy shit. But that's exactly what it felt like. And I love how there's like, he's the one that stole the meat. What you got there? Got some meat, man.
He's like cutting to the point. That's some meat.
Put your meat on the truck.
Mind you, it was a black guy.
Was it?
Yeah. So if he would have really put his meat on the truck,
Oh, that was fucking great.
it would have been a loud
Just, oh my God.
car alarm going off. Pew, pew.
Oh, shit. But it's just, to
No,
watch,
sir, wrong meat.
God damn. But just to watch this is absolutely hysterical to, like, see these reenactments happen, because the conversation, I don't envision any actual conversation going that way. We'll just place it down slowly. It won't get scratched. All right, I'll do that. Ain't nobody trying to fucking, like...
You know, when you look on cops, they like kick the shit out of them weapons, man. They get scratched up all the time. Don't matter if you pay $2 or $200 for the weapon.
Where's Matt Caritas when you need him?
That's a good question.
I'm just saying.
Not here.
Not here. Mm-hmm. He would have samurai copped the fuck out of that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Bingo. But, yeah, so... I mean, all
Do you want to
this...
stab me? Bingo.
Exactly. So all this shit happens, and... I mean, it's a lot of this stuff throughout the rest of the movie, but I think there was one sequence towards the very end where we were just fucking dying, and that's when the two guys broke in on that woman having a satanic ritual in her apartment, which, by the fucking way, the way they set this up is completely fucking wrong. Like, nobody with a ceremonial dagger is going to fucking attack you, because it's not for that, goddammit.
Hell, Satan.
Hell, Satan!
Hell, Daddy Derek.
I was just waiting for Dana Carvey to pop up. That's special,
Yeah.
church lady. Could it be, Satan?
Satan?
So they bust in on this woman, and this is why we say how
She could have been just carving up her lamb for, dinner. Come
That's
on
what I'm
now.
saying, dude. And the other thing is how stereotypical they fucking made it to have an Iron Maiden poster on the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Come on.
Number of the Beast, dude.
Yeah. It turned from Iron Maiden into Iron Mayhem in that fucking apartment real fast.
But yeah, because both cops walked in, got about a good 10, 15 feet away from her, and she got up and turned around with the freaking ceremonial dagger in her hand and just, oh, she has a knife, and shot her.
They shoot her, and then they're like, this is where you want to incorporate SMINS.
Not Siemens, cement.
SMINS. And they give you some like acronyms throughout the rest of the film. SMINS. Shoot, move, evaluate, neutralize, and scan. Okay.
There's even one like CCRR, and there's one for gun.
Yeah, and then the CCRR one was whenever they go into this bar and break up this mafia or
like
some
a drug
shit.
ring or something.
Yeah, cover, communicate, reload, recover. But the one that we laughed our asses off at was when the dude attacked. It was the guy on the motorcycle stabbing at the guy with the
gas cap dagger. Yeah, that was so fucking weird.
when these defense tactics when unarmed defense tactics don't work, it's time to implement gun.
Shoot that fucker.
Yeah, because that's why we laugh. It's like, it's time to implement gun. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. You haven't done this before? Have you watched the video?
Grab, undo, neutralize.
And also, never show them that you're bothered by the fact that you stabbed them. Always remain cool. If I got stabbed in the hand, I would probably be breathing real bad. Just like, I mean, that fucking shit. He went through his hand.
Yeah, dude. Like, god damn.
Come on.
What did you say after he got stabbed?
Oh, he has a stigmata now.
Yeah.
He's fucking Jesus Christ.
Where? Right
I
here.
said, bitch, where?
Bitch, where? Right here. Dude, no. He gets stabbed through the hand. You got to think, there's a hole there now, so the wind capacity can go through it. His pimp hand is even stronger now. He could have slapped the fuck out this dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, slapped the holy hell out of him.
The holy hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We skipped over one scene that was one that was just like, holy fuck, that was really brutal. And it's the one where they go into this house and there's a baby and there's a couple arguing and they're like, do you see everybody in this room? Make sure you cover all points and entrances and exits. And it's a dude that comes out of nowhere with a fucking cleaver. Oh my God. Gino McGahee, you would have been so fucking proud of this guy. Because
Mexican meat cleaver massacre.
Exactly. He massacred the fuck out of this dude.
Like, literally showed the cleaver going through his scalp and skull and everything.
Just left it in there.
Yeah.
Just fucking left it in there.
Baby crying in the background. What?
And I think that may have been the most disturbing reenactment, only because there was a baby involved. But other than that, it's like, this is like some typical 80s slasher looking shit. Although they try to tell you that, unlike the typical slasher films, they're not going to come at you like that. But they show that somebody did indeed come at them like that.
And this is why we need a wall.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because of these Mexicans.
Oh my fucking God.
We don't. That's just a bad reputation for Mexicans right there.
Oof. It really is, dude. And that's another thing about this and we'll end this portion of the podcast off with this. That's one thing that I will say that I just didn't care for about this is that they really went after like all different types of ethnicities in this video. Like they straight up had like the Mexicans and the Asians and like blacks and you name it. I think there maybe been like one or two white dudes that were attacking, but the way they did it was that they were like, okay, this is why you need to be on guard and look out for these types of people. And I'm just like, you're a fucking piece of shit for that actually too.
Yeah.
Because the one dude at the very end giving the speech where he's like, I'm not dying in no ghetto and all this other shit like that. And
that was a big low blow.
Absolutely.
And that was the guy that I was laughing my ass off the most in the interviews because he was just like this like news reporter sounding voice like, yes, tonight on the news, this is how we handle this stuff. We're never going to quit. We're never going to stop. Ever. Like, that's how he talked the entire time.
I thought you were about to go into a freestyle there because that's what it sounded like. But he's sitting there, he's like,
Break it down.
He was like, I was sliced across the face. And you could tell by the scars on my face. Where?
Bitch, where?
Yeah, bitch, where? But this guy came off completely like backhanded racist to the whole fucking speech at the ass end of it. And that's where we were just kind of like, way to end this one, you fucking assholes.
Yeah, Milwaukee. Who the fuck are you?
Milwaukee's best.
Yep.
Like the beer, but not really them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Surviving Edged Weapons will be in the show notes below. Please go watch this and if you laughed your ass off at it, tweet at us or comment on our Facebook or just get in touch with us somehow and tell us what you thought about it and show all your friends and make sure you have a lot of alcohol and a lot of fucking pizza.
And no lives. No edge weapons. I don't care if you make it into a drinking game with that. Don't.
You actually probably could make this into a drinking game. And okay, we'll go ahead and say it right now. This is the official Super Media Bros Surviving Edged Weapons drinking game.
Every time somebody gets stabbed,
take a shot.
Take a shot.
Yeah. Every time somebody gets stabbed, take a shot. Every time somebody says blade, chug a beer. You'll thank us in the morning.
You won't for the hangover.
Be sure to take a couple aspirin with that fucking shit.
Eat up.
And hydrate. Stay hydrated. Do it safely, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving right along from one catastrophe to an even bigger fucking catastrophe, because let me just tell you, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
This man,
5.5 notes.
This man
pages.
right here did an Amazon review on this film. I'm really about to upchuck from just saying that about this guy, and it was like a good 4 pictures long on my text message thread. I was like, wow. And I actually sat down and read it, and it was dead on accurate to like what I experienced. Like, this is how bad this movie is.
Do you think that? Do you think we should read it out, or do you think we should like put a link for the review?
Oh yeah, let them read that. That's, yeah. We don't want to spoil it too soon.
No, dude, because I got to tell you one thing. I didn't expect that review to actually get approved or published. And it's the only fucking review on this movie on Amazon.
Because there's probably somebody in that like section of the department that's like, you know what, I did watch this film and this is legit.
It's fucking bad.
Like he'd even cuss them out. He didn't do nothing. He literally spoke his blunt mind about what this film was about, and it was accurate.
Yeah, because everybody that listens to this knows that I cuss like a fucking sailor, and I have no qualms about doing so. But when it came to giving an Amazon review, I was just going to be straight to the point. So much, in fact, that it was pages worth of shit.
And that's the only way we were able to watch this film was through Amazon.
Now, we like to either buy or rent the movies that we watch, or if they're on Prime Video, and you know, because I pay for Prime every month so we can stream a lot of this shit. But when it comes to this guy, and I'm gonna fucking say it right here and right now, Derek Savage is a piece of fucking shit.
Pretty much.
This guy is one of the biggest assholes I have ever witnessed in my entire life. The guy has no fucking business doing any of what we're about to explain to you.
He's a joke. I mean, in every sense of the word.
Keep your fucking kids away from this man. Keep your fucking anything away from this man, really.
This educational experience is just to educate yourself that you can do a lot better than this.
Oh, yeah. So let's get into gun self-defense for ladies. ... And for men, too.
Because why just sexualize it?
Let's go ahead and include everybody in this bitch.
But you forgot the kids.
No, actually, we didn't forget the kids because we'll get to that later.
But he didn't put that in the freaking poster.
No, he sure fucking did not.
So, fuck you.
Yep. Okay. I guess we're just going to take it from the top, because I shit you not, I literally have 4 or 5.5 pages worth of fucking notes on this shit.
Yeah, because I hear a page turn like every 20 minutes when we watch this film.
It was so bad. All right. So let's just start off with the fact that this man says that he is qualified because he has, quote, worked in the machine gun industry, end quote.
And also had a gun since he was 10.
How is that even legal? I mean, unless your parents bought it, but he was like, I've owned a gun since I was 10. Oh, okay, dude.
And second of all, machine gun industry, what were you doing? You never even explained this in the whole entire length of the film. You were in the machine gun industry.
Doing what?
Were you making guns? Were you making ammunition? Were you testing them? I hope you weren't testing them.
No. And the opening scene is... Okay, I have to preface this before we get to the opening scene. This movie is filled with really shitty edits. The sound quality is poor as fuck. And just literally everything about it is just unprofessional. So let's jump on into the opening scene where it's that woman being mugged in her car by the camera guy, which this movie was done, I think, with like maybe 2 or 3 people on board, like making it happen.
Very small budget.
Yeah, so it's so fucked up. Like he comes up to this woman and he yells at her, "You're about to get raped!"
Yeah, typical, scene, and then Derek stops everything and talks to this woman like live and face to face.
Yeah, it's not even a cut sequence. He just steps into camera as soon as that's over with. And he's like, "Now here's how you could be doing it." And his hand is like, every time there's a woman in this movie, he has to touch them somehow or have his hands near their boobs or their ass or anything near his reach.
And I noticed that he likes to stick the gun in his face a lot of times. He's like, and this gun right here, this gun is going to be used in this situation. May have turned out differently. So they played the scene again, And the guy comes up to her, and she's like, "Oh no, get the fuck away from here! I'll shoot you!" And he has this most like dumbass reaction, "Huh!" and runs away. Proceeds to have like again the bad editing jump to the next sequence where he's interviewing her and talking about how, "Oh my god, it was the worst experience of my life. You know, I wasn't prepared for it, and you know, this is the start of gun defense for ladies."
Yeah, and like, oh god, man, it's so just. There's interviews with and we don't talk politics on this podcast for a big reason, but I'm gonna say it because it is what it is. Like the people he chose to interview are extremely like right-winged people, pro-gun, and there's no difference of opinion. It's almost like this is how you have to believe it goes down, and this is what he's basically fear-mongering and force-feeding you all this shit. Like, this is what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen.
Which we weren't aware of where he was doing it until he mentioned Nevada.
Yeah,
it was
he's
Las
in
Vegas, and I was like, okay, so either he's like right on the cusp of California, or he's actually in Vegas. So
yeah,
but yeah, he interviews like a radio disc jockey, a radio talk show host, and she gives her opinion. Which, I mean, by far, you know, give your opinion about it. That's fine, but it was just cringy. Like, I couldn't really bear, for one, the camera shots were just too unorthodox. Like, there were parts where it was from Derek's perspective, and then the side, and then it was from her perspective, and then the side. Like, it kept switching too much. And then the audio quality wouldn't change much. It would be too dim to where you can barely hear what's going on.
And then all of a sudden it was in your fucking face and loud like this. And then it cuts to a shot of him talking about how you would stand, and he's in front of a fucking full-bodied mirror looking at himself like, this is how you got to stand. This is how you hold the gun. This is your stance. And then he starts pointing to everything. Like, I've gotten literally written down, you've got your ... points to everything. Because he's got a table full of ammo and guns laid out. And he's like, you got your hollow point bullet, and you got this, and you got that, and this is what this is going to do. And, you know, this could pierce through and hit somebody else, so make sure you don't do that. And it's like, what? Like, yeah, we get that part of it, sure, but God, man, this dude is so fucking arrogant and pompous, and it's just, it's cringy. So then he's like, he has his, this is what I fucking laughed at, because he says, like, you got to get to know it better. Get to know your gun better. And then there's like some romantic music playing in the background.
Why? I don't know. But he did.
Oh, and like, need we mention the opening of this where he points the gun and shoots right into the audience's face with a bullet, and it's like
with this really, really, you know, authentic bullet, hollow point, coming straight at you.
Yeah, and exploding. Gun self-defense for ladies. And he turns to the side, blows up something else, and it's credits. And he turns, it blows something else up. I think I cracked that joke. I was like, "This." I'm surprised it didn't say written, shot, produced, and directed by Derek Savage.
I mean, he'd be the Neil Breen of instructional videos.
Oh, fuck! I can't believe I'm about to say this. Neil Breen is better than this fucking asshole. I'm going to throw a book at my laptop because I fucking said that. Hold on.
Throw a gun at this laptop.
Hang on, let me throw this. Hang on. All right, cool.
I got all the secrets of the world.
I'm going to hack into the president of the bank's everything in any fucking way.
The president of the banks has Derek Savage as his bodyguard.
Can we... You know what? I kind of want to... Okay. I may retract a little bit on Breen as long as Neil Breen finds this asshole, puts him in one of his movies, and fucking makes him the villain and kills the shit out of him.
That would be funny.
It would be hilarious as shit. I'm not saying actually fucking do it. I'm saying in a fucking film would be hilarious to have this character be like this gun-toting madman, and then to have Neil Breen come in and be like, nah, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna throw a couple of laptops at you and explode you.
In an actual film. We mean it. Actual film.
Not IRL.
Not a I'm better than everybody director type. Actual film. I would even want Sci-Fi to produce it.
Gun NATO, the movie.
Pretty much.
So it goes into... God, dude, this... that fucking... there's a scene in the trailer where he's in the desert a lot, and that is like kind of throughout everything. This is how bad the editing is. It goes to the desert scene, and he shoots it, and he's like, I hit that dead on. And then you hear the other guy, yeah, my ear's ringing. Where's your fucking hearing protection?
Where's the instructional part of this?
And that's it.
Yeah, because, if you're shooting a weapon, I mean, when you practice it, you normally have, like, some kind of earmuff or earplugs or something. And you have goggles, which, by the way, Derek had neither one of those.
None of this shit.
At all. Nobody on his side had that shit.
Yeah, and then,
so that's another fault on his end because he's still not doing proper instructions on how to handle these weapons.
Yeah, because it's like later that he has ear protection in, and he doesn't explain that you need this when you're doing this kind of shit. And then when he's explaining how to grip the gun, he says grip a million fucking times, and it's almost equivalent to him explaining a hand job.
Yeah. Like, I can literally...
You pointed that out.
I can turn to the left, and I even watched that scene, and it sounds like a fucking porn. When you grip it just right, and just firmly grip it, you can get a good grip on it.
And when he's explaining the bullets, I forgot to mention, in the middle of a sentence, it literally cuts into a green screen interview with another person. In every interview, he literally over-explains and repeats the same shit over and fucking over. He finger guns a lot as well, by the way.
I mean, he likes guns, obviously.
Let's talk about the Las Vegas gun show. Because he's in the desert again, and he says something like, all right, now we're going to take you to the gun show.
With his freaking dad bod pit stains on his tank top.
You mean tit stains?
Tit stains.
That's not Mickey Mouse, it's just tit dirt.
But he wants to basically show that it's a safe environment for everybody who has not been to one, who would like to go and see and experience it for themselves. By far, this is not the way to do it. Because all he does is show, look, this particular gun. Oh, look, this particular gun. Oh, look, a rack of armed forces hats.
And I love that, just pauses for 10 fucking seconds. And God, he goes up to the mannequin that's wearing army fatigue, and he goes, look at this soldier outfit. Dude, it's military fatigue, you asshole.
And then he had a shot of an artillery.
Oh my fucking God. And we're talking about, he's like gun protection and gun safety, but it's really more or less like, I'm Derek Savage, let's go jack off to all this really oversized ammunition. Because he's showing like submachine gun stuff and then like turret gun bullets and basically everything that would make John Rambo have a wet dream.
I was in the machine gun industry. Spurge.
Yep. Splooge everywhere.
But no. But
shit.
Yeah, that'd be him during an orgasm.
Yes.
But no, in reality, we're not bashing the idea of gun shows and everything that we've mentioned. It's just the fact that if you're going to introduce people who are not familiar with the environment, do it in a more proper manner than just showing that, hey, look, I like this kind of shit. Oh, look how excited I am. Like, what else is there for them to go and look at besides just 3 handguns, some bullets, and a rack of hats?
Yeah, because he doesn't explain that. He's like, gun shows may, come off like they're, over the top. He said, because he doesn't even say any of that shit. And he could have been like, look, you can go to gun shows and, have almost a hands-on look at some of the things you may need for home protection. Doesn't say that at fucking all.
Here's this. How about interview some of the people there?
Exactly. Interview an actual professional
who actually does like demonstrations on how to handle weapons.
But we forgot. He is the professional.
He is the expert. Oh my fucking God. What am I saying? But no, he didn't want to be overshadowed. I'm sorry. Boy, I'm so stupid for that.
Can we just talk about the fact that this is maybe 15 minutes into the film, and this movie is a little over like an hour and a half, maybe an hour 40-something minutes long, and he does not come back to guns until almost the ass end of this film, because the majority of the rest of this is different ways to defend yourself. The video is called Gun Self-Defense for Ladies, and let's just talk about how I've got the time mark. I've got the timestamp on this motherfucker.
Here we go.
I think it's about 16:20. It goes right from the military grade weapon shit into pepper spray segment. And let's just stop right here. The lady that is teaching this shit is saying that mace and pepper spray are the same thing. They are fucking not.
2 totally different things.
They're fucking not. And like, she's supposed to be a quote unquote expert.
Expert.
She's showing this and stun guns and all this other shit. Why was there a butt plug on the table? There was an anal bead looking butt plug on this table.
There are some things that just don't get you off, and you got to find something that makes you. I'm sorry.
She just needs that spark back into her sex
Yeah,
life.
she did. Just tase me, baby.
Yeah, and he kept like, turn that on so we can hear it, and you hear and it's the same sound effect for every one of them. I'm 100% convinced it's post-production.
It's post-production inserts, yeah.
Fuck that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the transition to promotion?
No, they do the knife mugging scene next because and you've seen this on our Instagram, where it's the big dude again that mugged the lady in the very beginning of the film.
The camera guy.
Yeah, the camera guy, and he comes out from behind a tree, broad daylight with a knife. She's got her 2 kids with her, and he's like, "I'm gonna get her." Runs up, "Give me all your money." "Hey, back off!" Sprays him, and he makes that goofy face, and they cut it right off. And here we go at 32 minutes and 37 seconds into this movie, we get a 2.5 to 3 minute plug of Cool Cat, which Derek Savage is known for. Cool Cat. It's a character he created for kids to learn about bullying and gun safety, none of which are actually any fucking good. It's cringeworthy.
So basically what this is insert promo right here.
Yes.
Because he walks into this bedroom and just like, I'm gonna stop for a second and just promote my Cool Cat line, because I'm a big promoter of Cool Cat, my child.
But the way he fucking says it though is hilarious. It's just a shot of him almost doing selfie style tape from his apartment, and he's sitting there and he's just like, "I'm really mad. I just watched the news and I heard that a kid was hurt. It is," and let's talk about the way he pronounces shit. It was not unacceptable. It was unacceptable.
What is wrong with America?
Oh my God! Yeah, the little black flashing screams. What is wrong today?
Yeah. But no, he basically, like you said, plugs his Cool Cat line and talks about, all the products he has.
And we don't exaggerate this by any means. It is a table full of everything that
posters,
he sells. CDs.
CD. He has a fucking CD.
Coloring books, man.
No. We're not getting to the color books yet. He has a full-length album of songs that Cool Cat himself sings again.
Features the Cool Cat rap.
Which we heard some of these clips, and what the fuck is wrong with this shit? Everything.
This is why we said to keep your fucking children away from this man.
This is creepy as fuck. But what I laughed the most about this plug was he was going through his coloring books, and he's like, yeah, right here, you see, it's safe for kids, and, they'll get into it, and I'm just going through them real quick. He's like, that one, bitch. I was like, whoa, wait, what did he say?
Yeah, I swear to God he said bitch. And it was like bench, but I swear on everything that he said bitch.
I told Richard to rewind it, and he did it again. It's like, this one, this bitch. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, Cool Cat and the bitches.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And it was so bad because not only does he explain all this, he's like poster, CD, shirt, book, hats. They show a clip from Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Or Cool Cat Kids Superhero. Some fucking shit. And Jesus Christ, he literally goes as far as for a kid in this shot. It is a child. A child, okay? And he stereotypes him, and I swear to God, the kid even says it himself. He's like, I'm gonna get this, because they find a gun, and the bully finds it, and he's like, yes, I'm gonna get this gun, and then it's gonna be fat time for me, yeah! Talking about how he's gonna rob all the kids' lunch money with this gun, and then it's fat time. Way to fucking go and give kids a fucking stigma and a stereotype, you piece of shit. You're a fucking asshole.
Pretty much. Not to mention, Cool Cat's voice is annoying.
Oh no, what are we gonna do?
It's the sound Derek Savage makes when he gets kicked in the nutsack by one or two of us.
Oh no, what am I gonna do with my balls?
He sounds like Cartman right there.
You son of a bitch, you suck my balls. Suck my balls, Derek Savage, suck my
gun.
balls.
Suck my butt.
Suck my balls, you piece of shit.
My name is Derek Savage.
I'm Eric Savage, motherfucker.
Yeah. But I have to iterate this for a second. Cool Cat there was a scene in that film that we happened to catch. Twice it happened. One of the friends was feeling safe around Kat.
Really safe.
Really safe around the cat. So they go back to her house. And this kid's maybe like 8 or 9 years old at the very most. They go and have a picnic in the front yard of the house. And the shot is from behind her. And Cool Cat's in front of her, laying down on his side. He proceeds to rub his belly in a style that looks like he's jacking off to this child in front of her. I stopped immediately and was like, what the fucking hell is this promoting?
Yeah, because it comes off like he's quote-unquote scratching his belly and his legs kicking or whatever. But no, it looks like he's making an air jack-off motion the whole fucking time. Like, we are not trying to, like, be gross or offend, like, you, the listener out there, but goddamn, keep your children away from this man.
No, I'm warning y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
Please, do not watch any of that stuff with your kids. Do not even tell your kids to even look at Cool Cat. Because he did it not once, but twice. He went into his room after everything was done. And he did it again on his bed.
Yep.
And Daddy Derek.
Yeah, because let's go ahead and talk about that. Because in the Cool Cat universe, Derek Savage is literally Cool Cat's father, and he calls him Daddy Derek. And now, that if that is not the most, like, just overly implied sexual thing I can imagine, like, God.
Sub and Dom Derek.
Yeah, no shit. So
But-
we get this for, like, literally 3 fucking minutes. And let's just go say, I can't even with this shit.
No. It's so odd, I can't even.
But what makes me fucking laugh is that when it cuts back to Derek, he's like, wow! Like, acting like this is the most Academy Award worthy shit you've ever watched.
To you, maybe.
Like, even the Razzies wouldn't touch this shit, guys.
Dude, Rotten Tomatoes would give you a complete 0.
It doesn't register.
Exactly.
I was
It's not
pissed
a
off.
film.
I was fucking angry that I had to leave a 1-star review because I had no choice but to leave the 1 star because they wouldn't let me leave it blank on Amazon. I was so fucking mad.
Like, how is there not a 0 ranking on Amazon?
There needs to be. But it's hilarious. He's like, back to the movie. And it's a woman telling a story about her assault. And again, the funny parts of this movie are definitely his quote-unquote demonstrations, but these interviews are god-awful because he's sitting there talking to this woman, and she's telling this real serious story about an assault that happened, and he sounds excited. He's like, so they beat you. Wow. And I'm like, you piece of fucking shit. What is wrong with you?
Which, again, he has to just get his guns off, talking about, wow, you could have had a gun and protected yourself and then, evaded this whole situation.
And then he's like, and then it's like karate time. He goes to this karate self-defense dude, and let's just talk about how much Derek Savage stumbles over his own words. We're
3 hours later.
we're gonna interview Seafood Jack Soderbergh, who is an actual instructor, by the way.
He is.
And I feel sorry that he was even in this fucking trash film.
And I honestly thought he was called Seafood Jack. And I was like, is he like a fisherman that they just pulled from China or something? It was like, hey, teach us karate or something.
Seafood Jack would be a fucking awesome Samurai Jack companion piece on Cartoon Network. Please make this fucking happen.
Yeah, I could draw that.
Hell fucking yeah, Seafood Jack.
So yeah, they show like a small demonstration of how to, air quoting the shit out of that, of how women are taught self-defense. And none of this has to do with guns at all.
And granted, we know that the idea is there to be like, okay, we're going to like teach you this shit. And that's how they hook you into this trash garbage film. It's like, we're going to teach you all these things. Nothing happens.
But the thing is, if I'm going to watch a film that has the title Gun Defense for Ladies, I'm going to expect, how am I going to defend myself when it comes to having a gun and being confronted by a gun? So far, I have only gotten, freaking cock shots of him shooting a gun and him, like, showing them off.
Demonstration and showing his collection off. Not once does he say, hey, this is a tactic you could use. Because he doesn't explain and go through tactics.
And neither did the instructor, because the instructor just showed, like, where to strike the assailant when they attack you. Nothing to do with a gun at all, whether it's on either side.
And let's just talk about how much these women did not want to be there. And they were hitting half-ass slaps, and every female looked completely uninterested in this shit.
I mean, shit, one girl was like literally walking up and she just like flailed her arms in the ear.
Eyes rolled the whole time.
Good.
Like, I really got to be here for this shit? Where's my money? That's exactly what it came off like.
Now,
he had to touch every woman in this scene, too.
Yeah.
He had to interject what Seafood Man was saying to interject and touch these women.
Now, there was one chick that had a very touching story, a very personal story that she shared.
And this is no sarcasm.
No. What I felt sorry for was she was so uncomfortable just being around him. She might have wanted to explain the story and, get herself, to tell people that, hey, look, this happens and this is how I handle it. But at the same time, it's like, you did it with the wrong person. You could have gone to other people who can help better promote, women's safety and stuff like that when it comes to many aspects of, people attacking you and stuff like that. I get that. But his enthusiasm for just everything that's wrong with, that concept was just not necessary.
Oh, God. And I felt sorry for her. She may, and now, truth be told, she may have wanted to tell her story, but the way it was presented and the way it looks like she was totally coerced into doing it, that really bothered me.
The fear-mongering.
Yeah, it bothered the shit out of me. Because I can just picture him now. You're going to be seen by, so many people are going to hear your story. And, when in reality, the story does matter. Everybody's story fucking matters when it comes to this shit.
You know what
this guy fucking exploited the shit out of this poor
I was about
woman.
to say, what he probably did was he probably said, if you don't say it, you're probably a coward. You don't want to be a coward, do you?
Oh, I guarantee he's the type of person to say that kind of shit, too.
And she's just, feels like a piece of shit because if she would have said no, it's like, well, can't help.
Yeah, and I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. And
yeah, call me out on that, Derek. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck you.
You be the kind of person to do that.
We're saying it right here now. Fuck you. Do something about it. God damn it.
Yeah, we saw your YouTube, propaganda bullshit. We're not scared of you, dude.
No, fuck no. You can suck our asses collectively with a straw because we don't want your lips anywhere near it.
Fuck no. 10-foot straw.
Yeah. So to go from the serious back to how stupid of a man this is, even more so with his presentation of this fucking film. He goes and I swear to God, this is probably the fucking most ridiculous quote in this movie, as if there were only one. There's a shit ton of them.
It's like, where to begin?
If you're screwing with me, you've got something coming up your butt. Derek Savage, 2016. Nah, if you screw with us, you got a foot coming up your butt.
What about this makes me want to trust anything with this man?
Not a goddamn bit. And also the fact of when that woman was telling her story, they were zooming into the trophy case behind her. The camera work was shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else is there? Oh, yeah, when he's standing in front of that Vegas back, because this is whenever he's fucking mansplaining the fuck out of everybody in this goddamn movie. He stands in front of this backdrop of a Vegas background, and he sounded like Val Venus from the old school WWF days. Hello, ladies.
Val Venus.
And you're just like, what the fuck? And this is at the 50-minute mark. We've still got 40 minutes of this bullshit to go. Not on this podcast, but in this movie. So
he talks to a good friend of his. It's an older lady about an incident that she dealt with.
Oh yeah,
and it was like, oh, so what you're saying is that elderly people should have guns too, right? Oh yeah, because we're too weak and fragile. That's what they have security for.
Oh yeah,
you don't need to give people guns just because they're weak and fragile. That's basically what he told us. That's basically what she was told to tell us. That anybody of a certain age that is frail should have a gun because they're not able to, which I get that, I understand that, but I mean, the gun itself should not be the answer.
Yeah, and a lot of what we're saying may have actually fucking happened behind the scenes. It very well could have. Speculation aside, it very well could have, but our speculation which is just that, is that a lot of that happened. A lot of told stories like, okay, you do this, say this, say this, say this. And it's just, ugh, God.
But on a slightly humorous note.
Oh yeah, this is where he gets into clearing his house, if that's what you're going at.
Well, not that part. I was talking about the reenactment with the girl at the door.
Yeah, that's after this.
Yeah.
This is what he's getting at.
So yeah, basically, if there is an instance where you feel unsafe in your own house, you want to clear your house. So he's literally going through his top floor with a pistol, like doing his jerking motion.
He
around.
looks like Mr. Game & Watch.
He goes down the stairs, like literally doing that, and then it cuts to a scene where it's a.
But, dude, what made me laugh? I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is what makes this whole scene funny. When he rounds the corner and it's his quote unquote friend standing there, it's like a mannequin. He's like, "See, you could have misfired and shot your friend." And you're like, "Well, way to go, motherfucker." He's like, "Just give yourself some space." And it's not an edit to where the screen goes away and then it comes back onto the camera and say like with the same shot but done differently.
He walks away and comes back
in the same fucking take.
Because, budget. But no, this leads to a scene where...
If you don't want a gun, buy a shotgun. That's the other quote.
An empty one.
Yeah, if you don't want a gun, buy a shotgun.
That was one of the females that he interviewed, if I'm not mistaken. So, there's this little...
This scene.
There's a small montage right here of this chick in her kitchen. She's getting an apple. And she's like... An apple a day will keep the doctor away.
But I need to wash this.
I need to wash this. So she washes the apple in her sink, and then there's somebody knocking on the door, and she's like, I didn't have company today. So she walks to the door, opens the door, and Derek's just like, and stop. Now, ladies, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not how to do it. So I'm going to do it again, but this time we're going to tell you a couple pointers. And he basically says, okay, you walk up to the door, and you do two things. One, you say, who the hell is this?
And use the peephole.
That's what it's there for. So we reshoot this scene, and it's edited better than the last one because it's actually a repeat. And she does the same thing. She's like, apple a day keeps the doctor away.
But I've got to clean this.
But I've got to clean this.
And that was not a mistake on our part. She actually said wash and then clean in the different take.
And then door knocks again. She's like, I wasn't expecting anybody today. Walks up to the door, and she's like, oh, wait.
Yeah, she's like, who's there?
Who's there, and what do you want?
Pizza, ma'am.
I didn't order a pizza.
Oh, I'm sorry. Candygram.
Who is this?
Is your husband here? I got a meeting with him.
Oh, he's here, all right. Let me get him real quick. And she pulls out this fucking, shotgun as big as her and just cocks it, in this, bikini model-looking pose,
Yeah, he's right here.
Yeah. And then the scene ends. I'm like, what the fuck?
And the best quote from this scene. It reminds me of a baby, but even better.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Why would I want to replace a baby with a fucking handgun or a shotgun or any fucking weapon?
God, the baby itself is already a projectile weapon. Just point and vomit all over somebody.
Coo, 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 coo.
Cuckoo, ka-choo. Oh my God, I'm telling you right fucking now.
Dude, you need to call a wambulance.
Oh, fucking shit. It's so bad. And then, okay, let's just go to the desert shotgun scene for no fucking reason.
I know why it's a weapon. What? Because responsibilities. Oh, it's lethal.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
More lethal than a shotgun.
Lethal Weapon, the musical, right here. I'm telling you, man.
He should make that musical and just see how fucking crap that is.
God, Mel Savage. So we go to the desert scene for no fucking reason, and it's the shotgun scene again for 5 seconds. The first woman from the beginning of the film starts talking again, and more of the interview, and then they cut back to the desert. Why was this edit needed? It's stupid. So you go back to the desert, and it cuts to Nick Capasso, I want to say his name was, the guy that's filming this whole thing with the camera, where Derek proceeds to backhand him for being, quote, a big boy and
never shooting a gun.
Yeah, this big boy's never shot a gun. He's just this big giant. He's just big, gentle giant, big giant teddy bear. And can we please, Derek, point out more of the fact that the dude is, and I'm not saying this disparagingly, the dude's overweight. So let's please point out and exploit that.
I'm sure he was very uncomfortable too with the whole situation. Now you're making it even more so.
Fuck, I would be. And so let's go ahead and cut to the female that comes on camera to demonstrate all this shit. Now, let's point out that Derek has already said, this is how you want to stand. Don't lean away from the gun and keep your feet spread out and lean into the gun in case it kicks back.
And what does she do? The exact opposite.
I mean, she stands legs together and like her spine is curved backwards and she's holding this fucking massive gun that's bigger than she is.
This is an hour after the film has been shot and done. He said this in the very beginning when he was like shooting himself.
Yeah.
Like no shit. He says, keep your back straight, your legs apart, and hold your gun firmly. And what does she do? She literally feels like a fucking Gumby. She's just like, oh, I'm gonna hold this big ass gun like this.
And it's terrible because like she could have seriously gotten hurt because like again, not even proper stance or any of that shit. I don't think she had it snugged up enough. If she had a looser grip, the gun would have flown out of her fucking arms. And here it's like her quote, she's like, and I swear to God, like, it's so bad because it's almost like Derek is putting a woman in this movie to act like a quote-unquote stereotypical valley girl because she's like, I'm very excited to learn how to use a firearm to protect myself in this crazy world, as she looks to be reading off of a cue card.
Yeah, because he kept telling her to like look in the back of the car and read out. It's like, oh yeah, it's so much fun.
And here's where we get to the infamous, let me show off my shooting skills in a desert, where he's got a picture of Osama bin Laden on a metal sign and a post with some water jugs on the ground.
It's 2016, people.
Yeah. And she fucking shoots in her best Paris Hilton impression. Oh, wow, that's powerful.
That's so hot.
Is this not a porno? Like, I'm confused.
The grip. You gotta get that grip.
Okay, there's grip, and there's obviously a furry in the film with Cool Cat, which no disrespect, obviously, but that's what we're gonna go ahead and call it. If this is what it is, he's hitting all points here.
Oh no! What am I gonna do with my balls?
Scratch him. Scratch him. The ground. You pointed this fucking shit out. Oh yeah, a casing had flown into her shirt, and right after he was like, yeah, watch out, it could, casing could fly out, and it goes right in her fucking shirt, burns the fuck out of her on camera. And it's funny because they have to the guy holding the other camera has to like point it down because she's digging
into her cleavage.
Yeah, and like legit almost flashes the camera, and we're like, oh no, this is a Cool Cat's video.
Oh no! What am I gonna do? There's titties.
Not kitties, but titties.
Kitty titties.
So you pointed out that right whenever the shotgun shells or the shotgun stuff comes out, the ground is fucking littered with shells.
Okay.
Like hundreds.
You go to a desert, you do not see red and blue all over the fucking place. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, oh my God, this is like his fucking personal shooting ground.
Yeah.
Like his sacred land. It's like covered in fucking shells.
And I'm sure across the way in the desert somewhere, Neil Breen is in a fucking limousine with a satellite dish attached to the back of it with 4 laptops.
Ah, yes. The secret's revealed.
That's right. The Derek Savage secrets have been revealed. So that happens, and you get like another shot of her with a shotgun finally. And this is whenever she's just like, oh my God, I love shooting. And he's like, yeah, you're doing really well, blah, blah, blah. So they get, God, I want to say he takes the gun, and that's the part where he's like, I'm going to show you, and he points to the camera with the ass end of the gun. I'm going to show you how to protect your life. And I counted this in rapid succession. He goes nuts, okay? He shoots this gun, the shotgun, cocking and everything, 20 fucking times at the same target. When it falls over, he unloads at least 15 rounds into the ground onto the water bottles and just shoots the ground, like, for no fucking reason, just shoots the fuck out of it. And then after he gets done, he turns around, wowee!
I think he nutted himself at that point.
I think he did too. It's a good thing he wore his khakis.
First of all, how do you have that many shells in a fucking shotgun?
I don't know.
Because normally they hold, 6 to 8 rounds. Especially of the pump action variety.
Yeah, I don't fucking
Maybe 10, just depends, but like 20 is a little excessive because you don't have enough room for that.
Yeah, it's bad. Guys, just it's terrible. And this is it. They start skeet shooting water bottles.
Oh, I think I got it.
In which he gets he gets Nick, the camera guy, to shoot, who's a left-handed guy. So the shell casings are going to fly towards his face, which is really stupid. Like, you don't do that without being like, hey, this is probably going to happen. Again, no goggles or anything.
Yep.
Let's get back into the car where they're driving back because the rain,
ruins
shut
their
them down.
fun.
And he keeps telling the woman what to tell the camera the whole fucking time.
Yeah, honey, look at the camera.
Yeah. This goes right into his knife defense portion of the video.
Which, if there was any other similarities between these two films, it's this, because the dancing blade is like existing everywhere.
And it barely qualifies.
It's like him having a seizure.
He looks psycho. I'm not even exaggerating. I paused this to take a screen cap. He looks like a fucking psychopath with a knife. Like, what kind of fucking moves are these? And he's like, always be careful. And then there's like a really shitty edit. And it's in this, isn't it not in the same fucking shot? He's like, always be careful with a knife. What?
Why is this called gun defense?
Now, mind you, this is the only knife defense portion in this whole movie. That little sequence. And then they are driving to get they're going to a gun range to get the concealed carry permit, which, God help us if Derek Savage has a fucking concealed carry weapon permit.
Now, see, this wasn't explained either. Did he have the concealed permit beforehand and he was renewing it, or was he getting it?
It looks like he was getting it because he took the test and everything. And that's the question we had. It's like, okay, was this the first thing shot for this and then edited in later? Because the way it was presented, now granted, this may not be how it really happened, but the way it is presented in this video, he's been firing off all these guns this whole fucking time, and then he finally goes to get his concealed carry, which, mind you, is different than having a regular gun permit, but a concealed carry, this man does not need it.
If you're a so-called expert, you would have all of that taken care of before you even handle these weapons.
Yes, sir.
Since you've had a weapon since you were 10 years old.
He's been concealed carrying since he was 10 years old, but he's just now, legally able to.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then the woman that he was interviewing at the shooting range, she was like, Derek tries to make he tries to make jokes and they all turn out to be shit. He's like, you're a bullseye for this project. What the fuck?
Ha! My soulless body just found that humorous.
And I want to say this is where he goes into the final, he goes into the final bit of this movie where he's at his desk and he's given a speech about, you got to do this, you got to do that, blah, blah, blah. And I really feel like we have a Neil Breen scene here because he's not even typing on his keyboard. And he's like, you can go look, and and his fingers are almost just kind of doing, what was that movie? Bring It On, where they do spirit fingers?
Yeah.
He was doing spirit fingers over his keyboard the whole fucking time. So that happens, and Jesus Christ. Can we talk about the mailman that brings him his fucking permit in the mail?
It's Peter Dinklage.
We swear to God, it's Peter Dinklage. And this also goes into our theory about how Derek Savage sees himself, which I also kind of left in this review on Amazon. I swear on everything, he goes to get the mail, and the shot is that he is looking down at this man, who is obviously waist height, but looking down at him nonetheless, as if to say, hey, I am better than you. I am not your equal. I am above you, and I am better than you'll ever be. And it's like, you may not be saying it out loud, dude, but you're definitely putting that shit across with body language.
Pretty much.
I don't fucking care who you are.
You want to call yourself God and superior? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So, my final thoughts before we roll into how the fucking credits rolled in this piece of shit. I think Derek sucks his own dick throughout this whole film. If you even want to call it a film. And the buffoonery that is the end credits for this film. It looks like it shorts out, or am I mistaken with it looks like the film burns on it?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? And
not only that, the very first sequence of credits roll, he has a credit that rolls out for a person herself. Shoot gun scene.
Not shotgun.
Shoot gun.
Also on our Instagram, shoot gun.
If he edited this whole film, I would believe this.
Oh, I'm almost positive that he did.
You can literally, spell check everything on that damn movie, but you put shoot gun when you literally fired a shotgun 90% of the film. How are you misspelling shotgun?
He fired a shoot gun.
Yeah.
Are you mad?
Let's go shot the shoot gun.
Oh.
Shoot.
And it ends with one of the Cool Cat raps. Like, Cool Cat is rapping in the credits, and it's the most god-awful thing ever.
Just imagine this type of voice rapping
The whole time.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna gouge my ears out.
I would rather dig my eyeballs out with Walter White's meth rocks than watch this fucking shit again. I would rather put battery acid on a Q-tip and shove it in one ear and out the other than hear this garbage ever again.
I would take cocaine used on melon ballers from a crackhead, put them in my ear for about 2 hours, and then pull it out. That'd be a better experience.
Much fucking better experience. Let's see. I'm gonna go look at the cast and crew credits real fast because I have to know. All right. Daryl Carpenter, whoever that is, did cinematography. Derek Savage obviously produced this. Film and visual effects by Ron Shaw. Not sure who it is.
Not Shaw.
Not Shaw who that is. Camera and electrical operator, Nick Capasso, Daryl Carpenter, and Derek Savage. And then Nicholas James was the composer. So, very small crew, but I really feel like, yeah, sure, film editing was done by Ron Shaw, but I want to say that Derek Savage was probably over his shoulder like,
what are you doing? You're doing good.
You get Daddy Derek in there right now.
Some BDSM crap right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Derek Savage puts the DS in BDSM.
Yeah. Bondage Derek Savage.
Fuck. No. No.
Hey, Daddy Derek, you want to spank me?
Oh my God. You think he grabs Cool Cat by the pussy?
He sounds like a Trump supporter, so yeah.
Yeah, probably. So,
What am I gonna do?
MAGA!
no. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'll end this right now.
Bam.
Exactly. No, if he were a Transformer, his name would be Magatron. Just saying. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. I'm kind of done with this guy and everything that comes along with him. If unfortunately, so I know some of you out there are gonna be, your curiosity is gonna be piqued to the point of
Don't.
renting this fucking piece of garbage on Amazon.
Don't.
It's a waste of $4.
Don't.
We don't want you to do it.
Take it from us. It is a massive split in the head.
But if you feel like you must put yourself through this, make sure that it's $4 that you seriously will be able to part ways with. Don't waste your fucking time or money unless you absolutely have the time and money to waste. And even still, when you do that, as before, we say to have beer and pizza and alcohol for Surviving Edged Weapons to have fun. You need massive quantities of alcohol and
Just
whatever kind of hard drugs you have to get through any of this
Just
shit.
the recovery of
It's
this
so
one.
bad.
Yes.
Just fuck. And I don't even have to fucking say what. Well, we're gonna say it obviously because people are gonna be like, "You didn't say who the winner is," but obviously, fucking Surviving Edged Weapons.
It's easy to survive that one.
At least there's redeemable shit about it.
It was a well-done instructional video on how to survive edge weapons.
They actually showed, hey, this is about the like to fire off a gunshot at an attacker. This is at this space between you, like 5 feet, 10 feet, 21 feet. Like they show you this is about how much room you would need between yourself and the attacker, how to do it, what to do, what kind of tactics to employ in this shit. None of that is even discussed in Gun Self-Defense for Ladies.
You basically get a shot of like, okay, this is what a handgun is. This is what a hammer. This is the trigger. This is the body. This is blah, blah, blah. This is a bullet. Okay. What else?
I think the movie should be called Derek Savage, Showing Off My Las Vegas Residency and Ammunition. The movie.
In parentheses, Cool Cat plugin.
AKA How to Train Your Dumbass. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, he's ruthless.
I think this may have been the most, no pun intended, this may be the most savage and asshole-ish we've probably ever been on this podcast for any one thing.
But it's for good reason, though.
No, I know that. I know it's for good reason. I'm just pointing it out because even earlier, while we were like midway through, I didn't realize how pissy this man makes me over this shit.
Well, like I said earlier, we saw a lot of the YouTube videos with people commenting on his stuff in video format, and he literally attacked them for it and trying to make him feel like that, oh, well, since you misquoted or miscited my stuff, that, you know, you should take it off the air because you bashed me. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, you did the exact same thing.
Yeah, everything he preached in this YouTube video, he did exactly what he was, quote-unquote, preaching against.
And these YouTubers did not do what he did.
Yeah, they were very... Which, again, I left a respectful review on Amazon, but I'm saying it right now. Dude, this guy's a dick. He's a total fucking dick.
This is probably one of the harshest ones.
Yeah. And we're usually pretty fucking lighthearted, and it's like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like it's cool to watch movies and things for what they are. Just kind of like Surviving Edged Weapons. It is what it is. It's comedically done, like not intentionally comedically done. This is just fucking bad on every aspect that you can really put into words.
Pretty much.
And that's it. So all I'm gonna say now, if you go to our Twitter page, which is supermedia_bros, we have a poll going on for the next Cult Cinema Showdown episode. And there are 3 really, really crazy films. And I say crazy, I mean like cult crazy. These are some underground films. One of which I think most of you have heard of out there if you like horror. We got 3 choices for you to vote on if you go over there and do it. It's Rotor versus Prototype X29A, so some sci-fi there. Hawkeye versus Low Blow, which is kind of like a buddy cop versus a detective story, and both of which feature the legendary Leo Fong. And, of course, Hobgoblins versus Ghoulies, and Ghoulies is definitely that aforementioned horror-themed film. So, yeah, there you go. I can't remember the percentage, but 2 choices are tied, and Rotor and Prototype are, like, that matchup is behind. So, there are people that are out there voting for each of these choices, so go find that shit.
Yeah.
We have a new header layout. Go check it out at facebook.com/supermediabros. It's nice. It's sleek, and it has all of the major podcast formats you can find us on. Do it!
Mm-hmm.
And for the umpteenth goddamn time, instagram.com/supermediabros podcast.
And these pictures
that are fucking stupid.
Go look at thee.
Come look at our savage pictures.
It's just like a bad taste in my mouth to say that name, Savage, that word. Well,
if it's going to leave a bad taste, just remember that there is also Macho Man Randy Savage, who was much fucking cooler.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah!
True.
So, guys, when you think of Savage, don't think of Derek. Think of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Slim Jim.
And Slim Jims. That's it. That's the food you need to stock up on when you watch this god-awful stuff. Go get a fuckload of Slim Jims and a fuckload of alcohol. That's going to be the best, worst heartburn you've ever experienced in your life. But do it.
Pile drive it.
Pile drive it. Drop an elbow from the top rope right onto that motherfucker.
Yep. Right on to Amazon.
Oh, can we get the fuck out of here yet?
Yeah, go on.
All right, cool.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Put the podcast down.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. This was Surviving Savage Weapons. Until next time, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
I've been Okame.
Shades on.
Fuck off.